Hello guys, it's your YouTube photographer Retouching. In this video I'm going to be showing you the fastest and best way to retouch your images in 2024. I'm going to be showing you how I retouch my images with my workflow retouching action, and it's easy to use and it saves you time while retouching your images. So I'm going to walk you through how I retouch my images with just these few actions. I'm also going to show you how I color-grade my images, my lot packs right here. And right now I'm running a 30% discount off all 3 skin tone lots, and also a bonus of my workflow retouching action. So yes, you can check the link on the description to purchase any of these. And let's get right into Photoshop, and I'm going to show you how I retouch this image right here from step 1 to the end. I'm going to show you how I retouch this image from beginning to the end. This is the raw image. I only cropped in. So now let's go back to the raw image. This is the raw image straight from camera, and since I'll be using this image for Instagram, I'm going to crop it to 4:5, just like so, and just zoom in like this, because where we're focusing on is the face. So something like this, and I'm going to click OK, and this is how it looks like. So from here I'm going to run my first action right here, which is my frequency separation, and I'm going to click just like that. It's going to bring out this, and I'm going to show you how I retouch these images with these actions in the fastest and best way. So first thing we need to do is click on our clone stamp tool and make sure our opacity is set to 100 and flow set to 100. And now I'm going to right click, and you can set your hardness to 50, and of course the size, we can adjust the size with our button, bracket close and bracket open, like so. So now we're going to click on this first layer, which is the high texture copy. On this high texture copy, it basically treats out the blemishes on the face. As you can see, there's a lot of blemish on our face, and this high texture copy is what we're gonna use to remove those areas. Yes, so now these layers right here, it's basically divided into 2. This high texture copy is majorly for the texture of the skin. You can zoom in, you can see textures on the skin, and while this low smooth copy is for the smoothing of the skin, the blending of the skin. So I'm going to walk you through. So next thing we're going to do is click on the high texture copy, and we're going to use our clone stamp and make sure it's set to opacity 100 and hardness of 50. And now we can zoom in, and now we're going to pick out the good areas of the face and just clone stamp it to the bad areas, just like that. So I'm going to click option on a Mac, or if you're using a Windows, you're going to click alternate and just select the good area and just click on the bad area, just like that. So we're going to be doing this for most of the areas, and of course, yes, you can adjust the brush to look the clone stamp size to look smaller. The smaller it is, the more precise it is. So I'm going to do that all around the face, like so. And while you're doing this, you have to also use your eye to make sure it is well blended. If you're finding it hard for you to locate the blemishes on the face and you're trying to make it even, you could come to this adjustment layer right here and click on black and white. And right here we're going to turn down this red to this level, and now you can see the blemish is clearly on the face. So now we're going to continue doing our clone stamp on our high texture copy. You can either do this way or you do it without black and white. Either which way is still good. So now we're going to go through this. We're going to make sure our image is clean of blemishes. This usually takes some time. You have to be patient, just a little bit. Depends on the face and the, the blemishes on the face. So we're going to go through this. So I'm going to toggle the black and white so I can see clearly, and just go through the face like that. So one mistake I find people doing when doing this is they click on alternate or option to select a good part and they just start dragging all over the face. No, you have to click the alternate or option button and release the key and tap just once, and also you do that again and tap. You keep tapping just like that, not dragging all over the face like that. No, not like that. You have to tap and tap, 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 just like that on your mouse or on your retouching tablet. Just tap, tap, tap. So the more you do it, the faster you become. So I'm just going to go through this like so and make sure our image is even, make sure there's no blemish on the face. And one thing for sure, we can also come back here while blending the skin. We can come back here to, if we miss out any of the blemishes, we can come back here and just fix it up. So now this is basically it. So now I'm going to head to my next layer, which is the low smooth copy right here, and now I'm going to change the brush to the mixer brush tool. And right here in the mixer brush tool, I'm using these settings right here. You can see the wet is 30, load is 30, mix is 30, flow is 30, and make sure this other settings here is set to 0, 0. And I'm going to right click on this image. You can see the hardness is set to 0, right? And our mixer brush hardness is 0. And this size, we can always tamper with the size. We can adjust size by using the bracket close and bracket open like so. So now I'm going to zoom out my image and I'll start blending. Now I'm going to draw a diagram on this image so you can see the sides or the areas of the face I'm going to be blending and how I'm going to blend it. So now I'm going to create a new layer. You don't necessarily have to do this. I'm just trying to show you how to blend and where to blend. So I'm going to use my normal brush. I'm just trying to indicate to you. I'm going to use a separate color like blue. So now I'm going to draw these certain areas like this. Oh, I need to make it quite obvious, so I'm going to increase the opacity. So I'm going to draw these areas like this, right? You can see most portrait image have highlights on these areas, as you can see. So these areas I'm drawing are areas you're going to be careful while blending your image. So yes, these areas. So now I'm going to toggle this off and now continue my blending. I'm going to switch back to my mixer brush, and now while blending you need to make sure your left hand is on the bracket close and bracket open, so because you need to be adjusting the size of the brush while going through it. Another thing you should take note of is this panel right here. You can see right here showing transparent. Yes, it should be transparent. By clicking this, you know, when you click the mixer brush first time, it's usually like this. So you're going to untick this first one here and it's going to show this transparent pixel. Yes, that's how you're going to set it. So from here now we're going to start blending. As you can see, I'm toggling my bracket open and bracket close. So now I'm just going to blend through the forehead like so. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, just like that. So now I'm trying my best to avoid the eyebrows, so I don't do something like this. You can see the skin is blending into the eyebrow. I don't want to do something like this, so I'm careful with the eyebrows. I'm just going to go to my history and just go back a little steps behind. So I'm going to continue my retouching and just keep blending, reducing my brush on the small areas. I'm trying to avoid the eyebrows and also the hair. I don't want the brush to tamper with the hair and anywhere that is not the skin. So I'm just going to hover around the forehead like so, and make sure I avoid this highlighted parts right here. This highlighted, but I'm going to make sure it's still there, not blending over it like that. So now I'm going to go beside the eyebrow and just keep blending down and up and down. So there's basically no specific way of blending. I mean, not vertically or horizontally. You just need to follow the flow of the highlight and the shadows of the skin, of the face. So yes, I'm going to keep blending the side, the cheek, up, down, left, right, just like that. I'm just going to follow the pattern of the face and keep going down. You can see it's getting smooth. This is because we already set this on our retouching action. All we need to do is just blend this image by just hovering our mouse or our retouching tablet over the face like so. While doing this, you need to make sure you're keeping this highlighted part on check. You can retouch with it or without it, but I'm just trying to show you that they are still here, this highlighted part. So we're gonna keep going like so, and make sure our brush touches every area of the face like that, and also avoid the hair of the all the eyelashes, the eye, whatever is not skin. Let's try to avoid that. Even the lips. So now most times you might see some eye bag here. You can reduce the lines on the eye bag by going back to our high texture and using clone stamp, and just click on the below the lines and just add more textures to beneath the eyes, just like this. So doing this we reduce the eye bags and the lines underneath. So now we'll go back to our low smooth and keep blending until we're satisfied with how our image look like. So I'll keep doing this until I'm satisfied with how my images look like. So I keep doing this. So when I'm done retouching the face like so, I'm gonna head down to the hand and just follow the pattern of the hand, just up, down, left, right. Try to make sure it's not overdone, but then just do it lightly so it doesn't look overdone. And after doing that for the hand, just blend lightly. So now back to the face, you want to make sure we're good right here. And best way to toggle between your before and after is to go to this your low smooth right here and just toggle the visibility. You can see where we're coming from, and this is where we are right now. Yes, if you want to see the blemishes, you can toggle between the high texture like so. You can see the blemishes are back, but it's still looking smooth. Yeah, so that's basically how I retouch images in the fastest and best way. This method works for most portraits. 90% of portrait works this way, and if you avoid this highlighted parts, you end up having a very good image, and it will be much more easier when you want to dodge and burn. So now after this process, the next step we need to do is, maybe if you want to merge your layers, you can do that, or if you want to keep running your actions, you can also do that. Now you can check on this black and white. You can see how smooth the image looks like over on the black and white image, right? So that tells you that you're on the right path. So now we're going to toggle that. So now we're going to take out this black and white layer and merge our layers. So next thing we're going to do is click on the dodge and burn. Here, this dodge and burn creates an automatic black and white layer to help you identify the highlights and the shadows. You can also toggle between it. Now we're going to do some burn and some dodge to this image. Now bone simply stands for the dark areas like the cheekbone. You can see these areas are a bit darker. If you click on the black and white, you can see that these areas are darker, while these areas are the highlighted parts, and these are where you're going to dodge. So now let's start with bone. Let's bond these areas. That's, oh, you see, now my opacity is set to 100, and you can see how harsh it is. We don't want it to look like this, so I'm going to reduce the opacity of the normal brush, not mixer brush, the normal brush. I'm going to reduce the opacity to like 24, 20 something. Now I'm going to go back there and make sure my brush is set to hardness of 0. Yes, so now we're going to add some bone to this cheekbone, add some bone to the side of the nose area, and basically maybe a part of the hair, just to darken this area. Now we'll head down to the dodge area and just tap on these highlighted parts, not too much, just tap, 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 and we're good. You can see the before, you can see the after. This is just okay, you don't need to overdo this. So after doing this, the next thing you're gonna do is whiten the teeth or the eyes. But as you can see in this portrait, she's not actually smiling, there's no teeth here, so we're gonna just do the eyes. We're gonna click here and it's gonna create a layer. So next thing we're gonna do is zoom in and then use our brush again. At this time, make sure your brush is on a white color so it can reflect on the black layer on the eyes here. So I'm going to either increase my opacity so I can see. So I'm going to increase the opacity just a little bit so we can see the whiteness of the eyes. So I'm going to just blend through the white areas of the eye like so. And this automatically gets rid of the veins around the eye, those red spots there, and you can see the before and after. It looks pretty nice. All this, you don't need to overdo it, you just need to do it slightly so the image will still look good like the original image and not too over edited. So after doing that, we'll measure up again, and the next thing we're going to do is apply our color grade. And yes, I have a color grade pack like I said earlier on. I'm giving it for a discount price, and you can check out the download link on the description to purchase yours. So now I'm going to show you how I color grade this dark model and how to get a rich skin tone. So first thing I'm going to do is go to color lookup and then click on load. If you haven't loaded into your Photoshop, you can click on load here and look at the color load you download from my link. So yes, mine is in Photoshop, but then my Photoshop was recently updated, so it came along with the default color lookup tables, but I can still identify my colors right here. You can see the dark skin magenta, dark skin melanin. So for this image, I'm going to use the dark skin magenta. So I'm going to show you the difference and how it looks like. So by clicking on this, it's going to look quite harsh on this image like so. So now you want to bring down the opacity just to a reasonable amount. You can see it's all looking really good like a melanin skin. You can see the before and see the after. Now let's try the melanin, dark skin melanin, and let's see how it looks like. Now you can see how this looks like. It looks pretty much darker, and then it gives another tone of a dark skin. So yes, you can play around this. You can also apply another color grade lookup by just clicking again. Now if you have downloaded all my lookup tables, if you download all my skin lots, you can actually combine them. And now let's combine the gold skin, let's combine the gold and teal, and let's see how it looks like on this image. So I'm combining two skin tones just to get my preferred kind of image, or maybe a different feel of the image. So now you can see how it looks like on this image. You might want to turn down the opacity just a little bit so you can also see the effect of the double color lookup. So now you can play around in order to get that quality skin tone you're looking for. You can play around my lots and my different skin tone. You can combine them to get great skin, rich skin, and beautiful result as you wish. So yes, this is how I color-grade my images. You can see where we're coming from. I'm going to show you the before. This is the before, and now this is the after. You can see this is a huge difference, and this is really good. So thanks for watching. You can subscribe, like my videos, share them, comment, and I'll see you on the next video as I'll be creating more amazing content like this. Alright.